I'm not enough. Something's wrong with my body. Something's wrong with me that I can't control myself to eat this certain number of calories.
Huh.
Was the bigger metric the scale or the mirror?
The scale.
Isn't that interesting? It's what we can quantify. It's data.
Yeah, it's data.
It's the only metric you had back then was your weight. And therefore, it was something you could see go up, it could go down. It didn't matter all the other more important things about your health that you couldn't quantify. Strength, everything. When we're talking about an 8-year-old now, if you're talking about older people, you get into all these other metrics. But we still fixate on the one thing that we can see every morning because it's a flat piece of ceramic in our bathroom called a scale.
Yeah, I don't have one of those though.
Yeah, good man.
I refuse.
Good man. Well, and you're talking about strength or things like that. Weight is something that, at least initially, if somebody's dieting, can be quickly manipulated. Or even if you're not dieting, you can just simply not eat or drink anything one day. And the next day, the scale is going to be less, even though the health of your body hasn't changed any. It's actually deteriorated if you've not had water with it. But anyway, versus something like strength, you're not going to go work out one day and gain 3 pounds of muscle and go, woohoo, look how much more of a bicep I have. It's not going to happen.
But you can apply data to the same stuff though. So you can measure your biceps actually.
Yeah,
and I did this.
Yeah, it's a matter of how quickly it shifts.
Yeah, that's true. It's a longer haul for sure. But I used to work out a lot and I got up to 245 and the weight never mattered to me, but I did have body dysmorphia because when I look at myself in the mirror, I saw the old me in whatever body I was in. And the entire time I was bigger, I was just like, I don't look any different from you. And now I go back and watch videos of it and I'm like, dang, I was pretty big.
I was pretty ripped.
Yeah. That's a lot of weight to carry around. But my mind couldn't reconcile it when I was that size.
And I don't mean to pry too much into
I'm an
younger
open book on this
days,
stuff.
because obviously you're an advocate for what you do now. Did that lead to detrimental things in the early years of eating disorders or anything like that?
I was, the way it was diagnosed was anorexic symptoms. I never was officially anorexic, like in the hospital and that kind of stuff. A lot of, body dysmorphia stuff. I was an exercise, it's exercise bulimia, where you would eat. I was like, one of my things, I was in junior high, early high school. It's like, why is it I'm gaining weight even though I'm walking 10 miles a day? Well, for that, it was because metabolism had messed up and also because of I would binge eat and then go walk a half marathon.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot to that. And to give a little bit of, I don't think I've ever said this to anybody in Nashville, but I had a lot of eating disorders. A lot. I don't mean a lot. It went for a long time. Probably from 18 to 25. And that's when I really got on the health kick and got away from that, but definitely bulimia.
Really?
I went years and went down pretty severely in weight.
Is that, so when you initially lost all of that weight, was it?
That wasn't the same.
Okay.
So I probably got up to, let's say, 210 pounds in college.
Okay.
And used bulimia to get down to probably 160.
Really?
And then once I got married, got up to about 232 pounds. That was the last time I saw that number. And then exercise. But the good thing about that was I lost 10 pounds every 6 months.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I was eating so I could go for a run. And running, I definitely went to extremes with running, for sure. And from that, though, got down to about 150. And I'm about 160, 165 now. And I've been between plus or minus 15 pounds for the last 15 years. And what could I control? I love data, and I knew that was the thing. And I definitely am too fixed on the scale still to this day. And it bothers me that I after you go for a 20-mile run, the next day you are heavier.
Yeah.
If you hydrate.
Yeah.
Why? Because your body is inflamed.
Yeah.
And it wants to hold on to water because it's in a trauma state. And it took me years to figure that out, or actually read about it probably.
Yeah.
And, so those things. So I would run 20 miles and not eat because I'm thinking, well, I'm going to weigh more tomorrow. And I was like, that was the dumbest things that I would do.
Yeah.
So-
And that's it's such a super intense danger. It showed up different for you than it did for me. But one of the intense dangers of focusing on the data of the weight, because then we're ignoring what our bodies are actually telling us. It's like, hey, I'm inflamed. I ran 20 miles. Could you please feed me? The body knows how to fix itself when you listen to it.
Well, absolutely.